Hello and a very good morning to all our viewers. You're watching the morning news show on CNN News 18 and I'm Sakshi Singh Litoria here to walk you through all the top headlines of the nation and across the globe over the next 60 minutes. At the top of this segment, we've got some breaking news now coming in straight from Jammu and Kashmir. This is the word that we have received from our sources that an encounter broke out in Pulwama and 2 terrorists so far has been trapped in that particular encounter that transpired today in the morning in the valley. Now, according to the police officials, security forces have already launched a cordon and search operation in that specific area of the South Kashmir district after receiving a specific input about the presence of militants there. And this is the big breaking news that we have received at the top of this segment about an encounter being broken out in Pulwama where 2 terrorists also have been trapped. We'll bring you more details as of what exactly has happened. But so far, the word that we have received from our sources is that the encounter has broken out in Pulwama and 2 terrorists so far in this particular encounter has been trapped by the security officials. Now, an encounter actually broke out between the terrorists and the security forces in Pulwama district of Jammu and Kashmir on Monday morning, and according to the police officials, security forces launched a cordon and search operation in that specific area after receiving a specific input about the presence of militants there. And right now, the word that we have received from our sources is that the encounter has broken out in Pulwama with 2 terrorists being trapped by the security officials in this particular encounter and the tussles between the security forces as well as the terrorists. And so far, we have not received any word of anybody being injured and losing on their life. But the big update that we have received straight from the valley is that an encounter has broken out in Pulwama with 2 terrorists being trapped in it. We have CNN News 18's Ishan Bani joining us on the broadcast to walk us through all the latest updates. Ishan, a very good morning to you. Please tell us what exactly transpired there and also give us details about these 2 terrorists who have been trapped in this particular tussle between the security forces as well as them.
Well, yes, there's an input that security forces had about presence of militants in this area of Pulwama, and after which a cordon was laid in the morning hours, and later on there was a contact which was established between the security forces and the militants, and after that there's a barrage of gunfire that was exchanged from both the sides. And since then, the exchange of fire has been going on, and security forces are trying to corner them. Given the fact that it's a residential area, so the priority for the forces is also to take out the people living in the vicinity so that there is no harm to the innocent lives or any loss of lives is not claimed. That's why the process of trying to evacuate the local residents is on. The whole area has been searched, and now a tighter cordon is being laid so that any escape routes for these militants are sealed. Remember, we're told that there is a possibility of a top Lashkar commander who has been active since many years and against whom there are several notices that many security agencies had put up, is also trapped in this encounter. Whether or not that holds true according to our sources, one has to wait and see. But yes, our sources indicating that the exchange of gunfire is going on and they have received input about this militant commander of Lashkar-e-Taiba named Riyaz being trapped in this particular encounter. But as the gunfire is going on, once the encounter gets over, the confirmation from the police will come. But yes, there's a possibility of 2 local militants who are both from Pulwama district are inside this particular encounter.
Also, Ishan, did anybody get injured in this particular incident in the tussle? Also, what about the input that the security forces actually received from the ground of these terrorists being present there?
Well, yes, there is no injury to anyone as of now. The security forces generally try to carry out a clean operation, which means that they don't want any injuries to be caused, and that's why they take maximum caution when the encounters take place. Since it's a residential area, so they would want to clear the area first from any local resident who would be in that particular vicinity, so that no firearm injury is caused to the person, and that's why it takes a bit of time for the security forces to carry out this operation. But yes, there has been a massive exchange of gunfire that has taken place from both the sides. Security forces' priority is also to ensure that while they are carrying out the operation, there is no injury or harm caused to any security forces personnel. We've seen many clean operations taking place where security forces haven't had any damage, and they're able to carry out operations very neat and clean. They would want this operation to be one such operation. That is why time is on their side, and they would want to carry it out easily. There is no injury to anybody as of now because the encounter has just erupted 1 hour back. So yes, forces will try to ensure that they go easy about it. They are able able to pinpoint and cut those areas where a possibility of them trying to escape is possible. Given the fact that it's a high-profile catch, so forces will also try to make sure they're able to have a maximum caution and ensure that anyone who's trapped in this encounter, or who could be more than two, because reports they had received from sources was that at least two militants are trapped in that particular house. But if there are more than two, they're able not to let them go, and that is also a priority during this particular operation. So once this operation concludes, one will see that how many have been killed and who are those militants who were trapped actually inside this particular house.
Right, Ishan, thank you so much for putting all that into perspective for our viewers and bringing in all the first details of that particular incident coming straight from Pulwama. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates on that. Right now, shifting focus to another piece of breaking